In this video now, I am doing a press release from the Liberty Fighters Network, and this was sent to me by the president of the Liberty Fighters Network, Reino de Beer. We had a wonderful conversation the other day, and Reino is doing a whole lot of good for South Africa, and I truly support his efforts. As I have before said to you, all the subscribers, that we need to fight for individual liberty in South Africa, and Reino, he is a real champion for this cause, and this is why I support him fully. And the Liberty Fighters Network did a press release, and the date was for the 18th of August 2020, and he says this is a media release for immediate circulation. And the heading I absolutely love, and I mentioned this to you before. Don't let your guards down too soon, urges LFN or Liberty Fighters Network. And I quote, as we have planned and expected would happen, not to face any further humiliation, the President has announced a major relaxation of the disaster management regulations. Days before our important court hearing on the 26th of August 2020, says the President of Liberty Fighters Network, Reino de Beer. LFN are relieved to see that some of the relaxations which we have specifically challenged in our latest court papers have been addressed. However, LFN is urging everyone not to be too relaxed, as the ANC-led government has over and over proven to the people of South Africa that it may easily backtrack on its word. Remember what Reino says here, the ANC-led government. There's more parties than just the ANC in government. Remember who stood with President Cyril Ramaphosa when the lockdown was announced? Remember who stood with President Cyril Ramaphosa when the extension of the lockdown was announced? And we already had evidence that this virus was not the killer they made it out to be. In our papers before the High Court in Pretoria, we have therefore requested the order of 2nd of June 2020 to be made operational with immediate effect. The net effect of the court potentially following our argument will be that if and when Dr. Dlamini Zuma's appeal is going to be decided before the Supreme Court of Appeal in Bloemfontein, the so-called lockdown will have been over by several weeks, if not months. We believe that in that case, she, as well as her handlers, instructors, and advisors, would have a hard time to convince the SCA and us South Africans of the necessity to again climb under our masks for no good reason, or to potentially return to another era of prohibition of which she and her cronies are said to have been the only beneficiaries. In this context, we remind everyone that since the start of our court challenge in early May, Dr. Dlamini Zuma has failed to advance any scientific proof for the medical efficacy of, above others, face masks as required under her regulations, other than the regurgitations by her propaganda machinery. We wish to ensure the public that we will address this in great detail before the court when the time comes. And Reino explained to me in detail the plans that they have that will be revealed at a later date, and how scientific evidence will be put before the court, specifically with regards to the wearing of masks. At this point, it is still uncertain how the new amendments to DZ's regulations will be constructed in practice to effect the promised changes. But we can expect the usual lousy wording and several grey areas to which we have become used over the past 5 months of DMA dictatorship. And I'm glad that Reino calls it a dictatorship, because that's exactly what it is. I would like to add to that this dictatorship agenda has terrorized the people of South Africa. So our government, they are a terrorist organization at this stage, and I include all of them. LFN feels somewhat flattered that the government reacts positively to the continued pressure LFN applies through its current 4 court challenges against the minister. We wish to remind our fellow citizens that at this point in time, South Africa's president is entirely emasculated. Effectively, there is no such position right now. For as long as a national state of disaster is in effect, the only member of government who yields power over the country, its forces, its population, and its government is none other than Dr. Dlamini Zuma, says Reino de Beer. As it happens, the only person being able to end this state of disaster is the very same Dr. BZ. Until then, Ramaphosa can only say what she permits him to say. Unlike Ramaphosa and his full ANC follies, LFN believes that this is unbecoming for any democracy, South Africans in particular, especially when considering its recent past. LFN will thus increase its campaigns until the government of South Africa will again ensure that the freedoms and liberties enshrined in the Constitution can be enjoyed permanently by all South Africans, be that with the ANC or without. So what he's saying here, whether the ANC is in government or not, or whether someone else is in government, we will continue to try and ensure that the liberties of South Africans are maintained. And the end statement is the people have spoken, power to the people. Okay, and then he gives media inquiries, who can be contacted, as well as a cell phone number. I want you people to go to the Liberty Fighters Network website and go and see what they have been doing. Join up with him, donate towards him, help them in this fight for everything that I stand for and so many of you stand for, individual liberty. You know, to Rhino, the importance of one person is great. In my conversations with him, it's clear that he understands that every individual has rights. It's not just about a group or an organization. And this is important to understand. And I thank all of you who have put trust in me as an individual to go around the country, speak to you in these meetings. We had a surprise meeting this morning and we met with 3 people, and there was a lot that was discussed. And there's a lot of things that people aren't aware of, and that is why these meetings are necessary. And it's good to see that people's minds are open. There's a lot for them to think about after these meetings. There's a lot for them to consider. And once you have information, it helps you to be more free because you can liberate your mind and you can use your individual liberty to come up with solutions for your own life and hopefully become part of the resistance movement across South Africa to ensure our liberty and freedom as individuals and as a nation. Thank you very much for watching this video. Remember to subscribe if you have not yet. Click the bell icon to get notifications for future videos. There's a lot of content I need to put out today. I have an extremely full schedule and I'd hoped to put out a few videos this morning already. I'm behind. There's so much to do and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you very much.